once we have done with this selection statement, let's talk about iteration. Now what exactly iteration means? When you want to repeat something repeatedly, we can use iteration. Example, what we'll do here is, let's say I want to print a statement. I want to print a statement like hello. That's it. So I can simply type system.out.println. I can type hello there, and if I run this code, you can see we got the output as hello. So let's say I want to execute this statement multiple times now. So instead of only once, let me type it 5 times. So if you want to print hello 5 times, you have to write this code 5 times, right? So if I write this 5 times now, you can see we got 5 times hello here in the console window. But there's one issue here. We have this statement repeated 5 times, right? And when you repeat any code, it is called as code redundancy. So whenever you repeat any code, it is called as code redundancy. And code redundancy is a crime. So you have to make sure that you will not repeat any statement, because if you repeat a statement, you are doing a crime there. How do you make sure that you print 5 statements without repeating the statement? We can write hello only once, and we can say I want to execute this statement multiple times. So we can put that thing in a block. So I want to execute this block multiple times. But when you say multiple times, how many times? 1, 2, 100, 500, 1000. So to specify the number of times it will get executed, right? So to specify that, what we can do is, we can specify some looping statement. So you have to use a loop. So what exactly loop is? Loop will execute continuously. So it will execute this block, it will execute the statement, it will go back to the loop, it will execute the statement, it will come to the curly brackets, it will go back here, it will execute the block. But when it comes to loop is just a concept. The actual implementation of loop is with the help of while loop. So either we can use a while loop or we can use a do while loop. So we have do while loop. Otherwise we can use a for loop, and then we have the advanced loop called as for each loop. So now this for each loop is also called as enhanced for loop. So what we'll do is, let's replace this loop keyword. Let's go with while. Now how while works is, inside your while we can specify the condition. So we can say while it is true. So when you say while it is true, it will execute this statement infinite times. Example, if I run this code, you can see it is continuously printing it. And how to stop that? By clicking on the stop button, you can stop it. So it is printing infinite times, right? I want to make sure that it is going finite. So when you say you want to make it finite, so let's say I want to print only 5 times. So you need a counter who will count it. So to use a counter, we'll define a variable. We'll say this is I. The initial value of I will keep it as 1. If my I value, or while my I value is less than equal to 5. So if the value of I is less than 5, then that's okay, you can go with it. So example, when it comes to 1 is less than 5, yes, it will execute the block. Then same as 2, same goes for 3, same goes for 4, same goes for 5. But what about 6? As soon as your I becomes 6, it will check, okay, 6 is not less than 5. That means it will not execute the block, it will go out. We need to make sure that we are also incrementing the value of I. So as we have seen, we can also use I++ to show the increment. So the initial value of I is 1, and then we are checking if I less than equal to 5, and then we are saying I++. Now if you run this code, you can see the output is we are getting hello 5 times. So that's the magic of a loop, where you want to execute a block for multiple times, and we have to use 3 statements here. So the first statement here will be called as initialization statement, because this is the line where you are putting the initial value of I. Then this is the condition, and this is your increment. So basically when you want to use a counter for a loop, we can use in 3 steps: the initial value, the condition, and the increment or decrement operator. Looks cool, right? So this is a while loop. Now we have one more loop to look at. We can also use do while loop. Now what is the difference between while and do while? Let's say I want to execute this statement. Now it does not depend upon the increment value. I want to execute this statement multiple times. So let's say I'm taking the input from the user, and if user is giving the number like 15, 20, any number, I just have to take that number and I have to print it. If a user says 5, if a user says 10, if a user says 15, I have to take the input from the user and just have to print it. That's it, nothing else. But let's say if a user says 100. Now if a number goes beyond 99, I don't want to print that. I want to stop the execution. Now in that scenario, you're taking the input from the user, right? At least once. Even if a user says 100, you're taking the input at least once. So that means when you use a while loop, even if your condition is false, it will not execute this block. But what do while loop does is, we can write do and while, where the condition is checked later. Even if a user enters 100, imagine we have to take an example of user input, and then depend upon that I want to print something. This is not that example which we're talking about, but let's say in that scenario we'll be using a do while, because even if a user enters 100, it will execute the block at least once. So if you want to execute the block at least once, even if your condition is false, we can use do while. Example, if I run this code, you can see it is printing the same stuff, statements 5 times. But let's say if I make the value of I as 9 now, and 9 is greater than 5, right? And even if I run this code, it will execute hello at least once, is because the condition is checked later. Now this concept is same as C programming. So if you're coming from C and C++, you know what I'm talking about, right? So this is what you do in C and C++. In Java also we can achieve the same stuff. Okay, so that's your do while loop. We can also use for loop here, because in case of while or do while, what we do is we write this 3 statement, which is initial value, condition and increment, in 3 different lines. Using a for loop, what we can do is we can write everything in one line. Example, I can say int I equal to 1, then we can give a semicolon, we can specify I plus plus. So you can see I'm using one line, but we do have 3 statements. First statement, this is second statement, and this is third statement. So we can write all these 3 statements in one line if you are using a for loop. And if we run this code, we are getting the same output. We are printing hello 5 times. Again, we'll talk about while loop, do while loop throughout the course. There will be lots of conditions where you have to use this. So that's how your for loop works. Okay, so when you have iteration, when you want to iterate from a values, we can use a for loop. Now, when to use a while loop, when to use a do while loop, when to use a for loop. So when you know that the starting point and the ending point, always go for loop. Example, we know that we have to start with 1 and we have to end that at 5. So when we know it, always go for loop. But let's say when you don't know the starting point, ending point, sometimes we have to iterate the loop depend upon some other factors. Example, you are creating a chat application and you want to take the input from the user continuously till the user says exit. So if user is importing a value like exit, you need to make sure that you are closing the chat window. So now you don't know, right, how many times a user will type the message, how many times you will be chatting. It all depends upon the exit keyword. As soon as a user enters exit, you have to stop it. So in the while condition, you have to specify the condition that if user says exit, then close the while loop. Otherwise, keep it continuous. So you don't know the number of times a user will type the message. In that scenario, always go for while loop. When to use do while loop? Even if your condition is false, you want to execute that statement once, go for do while loop. Now we have one more, which is for each loop. We'll be talking about for each loop once we talked about array. So we have a concept of array. So once we have done with the array concept, we'll talk about for each, because for each is a special type of loop, specially made for arrays and collections. So once we have done with array, this for each will make more sense there. But remember, when you talk about iteration or loops, we have while loop, we have do while loop, we have for loop, and we have for each loop. So that's it from this video. That's how you use looping statements. That's it. Thank you.